Hi, I'm Senator Malcolm Roberts, and I'm at the Fraser Coast Agricultural Show at Maryborough, and I'm with Paul Withall, who's from Victoria and he's just approached me, and Tessa, and he's got some important statistics he wants to share with us.
The statistics on our Australian road toll at the moment, deaths from men, women and children, all ages, at the moment stands at 1,200, which is a great job.
1,200 a year.
A year. But in Australia, the recent statistics show that the suicide rate, successful deaths, is at 4,000.
4,000, so that's 2.5 times.
Yeah, 2.5 times, but there's a bigger issue.
3.5 times.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Okay, so
there's a bigger issue that lies inside that a lot of people don't notice. That of those deaths, 2,444 were men. That's twice our Australian road toll.
So twice as many men commit suicide every year than in the entire population has road fatalities.
Correct.
And it's much higher, the rate of men's suicide is much higher than women's suicide.
It has, and it's growing.
What about murders?
Murders
Men and women.
Murders in relation to domestic violence have been actually quite big this year. From January, sorry to say big, but it's an important thing. From January to March this year, we had more men being killed in domestic violence situations than women.
So it was 11 men and
Yeah.
10 women and 10 women murdered.
That's
so it's
right.
about even, and the figures up to now is about 12 men and 14 women. So it's about even still.
Yeah.
So this myth that men do all the domestic violence is a myth. It's factually wrong.
Oh,
And also there are many men murdered as well as women.
most definitely.
What about kids? They're the real victims in all of this.
Well, they are, and the sad part is there's a lot of support for ladies, but 75% of these children, I think it was 8 or 9 deaths to filicide. 75% of them are being killed by women.
So the majority of child murders in a domestic violence situation
Yeah.
are by women.
Yeah,
But you're not pushing men versus women.
definitely. Not.
You're actually helping men and women
Most definitely.
and kids.
Definitely. Suicide's about, it's not just a problem in men or women, it's a problem for everyone.
It's a human problem, not a gender problem.
Most definitely.
So what you are really passionate about, I mean, he really came up to me last night and said some of these things, and it took my attention because he's passionate about the fact that people need help. People need help.
People.
And so we've got a ministry in every state and federal. We've got a minister for women. How many ministers for men?
Not one in the entire country. I mean, and if I don't remind, how is it possible that we can have a curable death rate? A curable death rate that's so high and not have a minister in any state in our country to deal with the issues that men are facing, and it's not a gender issue, no.
No, and something that's even more important, I think, is that the fact that while ever we think that all of the cause is men, all of the victims are women, we will never understand the root causes of this problem. And so if we can't understand the root causes, we can't come up with a solution. And you're after a solution in terms of zero suicides around the country.
And there's many.
That's right. So we have to tell the truth on these statistics. And I've been looking for some statistics on this for quite a while now. And it used to be 21 fathers died a week from suicide. It's now 49.
Yep.
7 a day. 9 people commit suicide around the country every day. 7 of them are men.
That's correct. And the thing with this it's easy to Google it. Anyone can Google it. It's Australian Bureau of Statistics. The numbers are right
So
there.
that's not a Google search, it's not some conspiracy theory. That's Australian Bureau of Statistics government agency.
Our road toll, it's 1,200. We know this. Put the numbers together. Someone's got to do something.
Right, so what we want to do is make sure that, well, you've had difficult situations in your life. I've had difficult situations. We think they're never going to end. What happens?
We talk, we work through them.
Yeah, and all of a sudden life gets better again. Pauline's been the same. She's had difficult times when she's right down and out. And so life does come good. So suicide is not the way out, because you get even better when you go right through the issue and work it out. Life after a few years, completely better again.
It always does, man, if you hang around. It does. And one thing we found with helping people with suicide and through those tough times, they then have the opportunity to help others.
Yeah.
And that's our network of zero suicide and what we do. We put people around each other to support each other.
Right, so, and there's one other message I want to leave you with, and that is that Senator Pauline Hanson, has been highly effective in getting an inquiry, joint Senate and House of Reps inquiry into family law and domestic violence. and she has made remarkable progress. The people who used to say it's an all women's issue are now recognizing it's double, it's both issues, male and female. It's a human issue, and they're coming up with some very solid recommendations that you'll be pleased to hear the government is committed to implementing. So thank you very much, Pauline, and thank you very much, Paul.
Thank you. Before we leave, I've spent 6 months with my team in Victoria sending emails and phone calls, and I walk onto Maryborough Show in Queensland and meet a minister face to face.
Well, not a minister.
Oh, a senator, my apologies. That means the world to me. Thank you very much.
Well, people mean the world to us. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for helping.